Welcome into Browns Live. Nathan Zegura, very happy to be with you. Soon to be joined by Joe Thomas, John Johnson III in our player spotlight. Plus, we're going to go in the film room to take a look at what went right against the Ravens in the last meeting. But now it's time for our game review presented by Pilot Flying J. And who better to review the game than the head coach of your Browns, Kevin Stefanski. And coach, I mentioned John Johnson, interception. Delpit interception, Harrison interception, Denzel interception, 4 of them in that game for your defense. What did you see from that side of the football?
Yeah, obviously that was outstanding. Those guys being ball aware, attacking the football. And I just thought the relentless effort was noticeable in that game. And versus that run attack, that pass attack, you're going to have to play the whole width of the field. You're going to have to play for multiple seconds into a play when the quarterback starts scrambling. So I really think you saw 11 guys using speed, using length to get to the football.
When you were sitting in the offseason, it probably even started last year going into that season when you guys drafted Grant, you end up trading for Ronnie. This year you get JOK, you bring in Clowney, you bring in Tack McKinley. A lot of that was like, let's get faster, let's get longer, let's be able to cover the field for a game like that. To see kind of that in your mind's eye and to see that big nickel you had talked about with Joe Woods and that dime package you had talked about with Joe Woods come to fruition and perform like that, was that gratifying?
Yeah, the guys did a great job. I mean, and you saw it. And from my vantage point on the sideline, you can see that length. You can see the speed, those guys running. And again, that's a very, very tough attack to defend. That rush attack, that pass attack, they do a great job. So you have to be sound in what you're doing. You have to be disciplined in what you're doing. But also, to your point, to see those guys run and get to the football was impressive.
When you think about, Lamar and that offense, they've been a big play offense. Hollywood Brown getting down the field. In that game, save for 2, what I would call completely busted and bizarre plays, they weren't able to get the ball, complete anything over 10 yards. In fact, 3 interceptions when thrown at over 10 yards in that game. Was that something you really wanted to do, was make them stay in front of you, and you executed it?
If you can. It's
Sure.
Easier said than done. Again, they do a really nice job having a difficult run game to defend, because when you add the quarterback into the run equation, it makes things hard. So you have to be very sound in your rules on defense. So I think it starts there. Then in the pass game, they have good players. You mentioned Hollywood Brown. Mark Andrews is as good a tight end as there is. So you have to be sound in everything you do. Whether you're playing zone, whether you're playing man, you have to be so sound versus that team.
Is there anybody like Patrick Ricard in the NFL? Is he a one of one?
Probably is a one of one. Yeah, they use him, the right way. He's physical. He can pass protect. They've thrown him the ball. So, yeah, I think he's a one of one.
On the other side of the ball, offensively, you did hit some chunk plays. It was tough to run, though. I went through the kind of those next-gen stats. We had more yards after contact than we had yards per carry. That's a tough environment to run the football in. How do you kind of try to fix that and adjust going into this one?
We have high expectations for our run game, and I think the players do as well. And we came up short, and I think that's something that we looked at as an offensive staff, how we can give the guys better opportunities. And ultimately, the first thing you have to do is recognize they're a good defense. They're a good run defense. So
Number 2 in the league.
We don't think it's going to be easy. It's never going to be easy when you're playing that team. But there are definitely things that we feel we can adjust and do better the next time we play them.
From the offensive standpoint of this one, as I said, there were some chunk plays. A couple big balls to Jarvis, one big one to Harrison Bryant that got you into good positions, but unfortunately couldn't capitalize. When you went back and watched it, what kind of jumped out at you? What made it so we were not able to punch it in and get the points we needed?
Yeah, it's a combination of things. We turned the ball over a couple times after those turnovers, which obviously we're not looking to do. We have to stay on the field and convert on third down, and really we have to get into better third downs. If we're going to be in third down, we have to be in better third downs and 3rd and 10 plus. So it's a combination of things. I think schematically we can certainly do some things differently. We can feature some different guys. That was really our charge this past week, of making sure that we had a tight game plan going to the next one.
You mentioned that 3rd and manageable. As a play caller, how critical is that for you? Because I think of on the first drive, 3rd and 4, chunk play to Jarvis because you made him come up and defend Kareem kind of near the sticks, and that created that void in that cover 3. How does that impact what you're able to do, and how important is it to get into those 3rd and 4s?
I think every play caller, every offense coordinator, every offense in the league wants to get into 3rd and manageable. It really starts on 1st and 2nd down.
You can avoid 3rd down altogether, which is
so
even better.
If you do your job, you can avoid 3rd down, or you're doing your job and you're being efficient in what you're doing, and you are getting into those 3rd downs. So that's really a major focus of ours, is 1st and 10, 2nd and whatever it is. What are we doing on those plays is really what's going to affect the distance that you get in on 3rd down.
All right, Coach, we'll have you back later to preview this Sunday against the Baltimore Ravens at First Energy Stadium. But when Browns Live returns, Joe Thomas joins the program. We talked to John Johnson in this week's Player Spotlight.
The thing about 7-Up is, it always looks good, sounds good, and tastes good. There's nothing like the crisp, clean, refreshing taste of 7-Up.
Did you know tires from Conrad's include everything you need to deliver maximum life and performance? Lifetime rotations and balancing, flat repairs, wheel alignment inspection, plus 3 years of road hazard protection. Count on Conrad's for the best total value. Right now, get up to $120 off instantly on a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires when you use your Bridgestone CFNA credit card.
Subject to credit approval.
Bridgestone, official tire of the Cleveland Browns, proudly sold at your hometown.
Hey girl, you look bored as heck. I think it's time for a little vibe check, please. Here, have a Snapple. Let's have some fun. Who, me? Sure, everyone. Do yourself a flavor with Snapple. Now this new bottle's a vibe.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
Thank you for coming today. I'd like to read a brief statement. As the Special Meals Coordinator for the Cleveland Browns, I'm proud to have drafted Mid's True Sicilian Pasta Sauce with our first pick. Made in Ohio for over 60 years, he's a hometown hero. From hearty meat sauce to classic marinara, there's no doubt Mid's is ready for Sunday dinner. We know the taste is there, though his skills on the field will need improvement. But we're working on it. Day in and day out. He practices about 3 days a week.
Touchdown, Nick Chubb! He's done it again!
Cleveland Browns fans, joining our season ticket member waitlist has its benefits. From exclusive team content to first access to single game tickets, membership starts at just $100 per seat. Joining the waitlist is the first step to becoming a season ticket member and getting these special benefits.
The Browns are winners again!
Visit clevelandbrowns.com/tickets for more information about the waitlist and your chance to be a part of the Browns' future.
Welcome back into Browns Live, and oh boy, a sight for sore eyes. It's been too long, but he is back to hop back after the bye week. And when you have a bye this late as a player, what does that do for your body, for your mentals as you get ready for what is a critical 5-game stretch for this team?
Absolutely. Well, the two most important things coming through a bye is to get healthy and then to go and do some self-scouting, try to figure out what are the things that we don't do very well that we just want to scratch off our list and not do anymore. And what are the things that we do a really good job of that we want to focus more of and maybe add a few wrinkles into there to keep the teams guessing for the rest of the season.
When you're self-scouting, especially on the offensive side of the ball, what are you breaking down? What are you pulling apart? And what do you hope to accomplish? Because we know, look, the O's got to step up these final 5 games.
Yeah, you want to try to find what your tendencies are. What are the things that the defenses are seeing that you're not seeing in yourself? Because it gives you an opportunity during the bye week to really dive in a little bit deeper. All right, what are the things that we're giving away pre-snap to the defense that they're using against us, and how do we move away from those things?
One area where the Browns have been very good of late is on the defensive side of the ball. In 5 of the last 6, the Browns have held their opponents to 16 points or fewer. And the back end is certainly doing its part. John Johnson III with the Browns, now 3 interceptions on the season. We caught up with him in this week's Player Spotlight presented by McDonald's.
I'm here with Browns safety John Johnson III. John, the team is coming off a bye week. How crucial was this downtime for the team?
Oh, it was huge. You know, we played 12 games before the bye. We had one little break after the Thursday night game, but, you know, it's a lot of football that we played, so it's good to get off our feet, you know, just kind of unplug from football and recharge. And, you know, we got the same opponent that we played before the bye, so it's a big week for us, so it was much needed downtime.
What did you do during the bye week to help get your mind right for the rest of the season?
Oh yeah, so I went back to Los Angeles. I actually rented a beach house, and I was just, you know, just taking in all the views, taking in the sun, and just like I said, recharging, relaxing, staying off my feet, trying not to do too much. And it was just staying off my feet, being more horizontal than vertical, and just recharging.
So you had another interception against the Ravens, making that your third one this season. How do takeaways not only motivate you, but also the rest of the team?
Oh yeah, that charge, especially in like sudden moments like that where you're back against the wall and you need a big play in the game, turnovers definitely play a big part, and we had 4 of them in that game, so it was definitely a huge spark for the defense, and that's what we want to do, and we just look forward to creating a lot more turnovers and actually scoring on them. That's our biggest emphasis moving forward, but anytime you get your hands on the ball is a good thing.
So you're coming off a loss against the Ravens, and then we had the bye week. So how does that make you feel more prepared to take on the team that is currently first in the division?
Yeah, I mean, it's a division game. We lost to those guys on the road. It's always hard to win a division game on the road. So we can game plan. We can watch what we made mistakes on in the last game, and they have to travel to us this time. So we need the dog pound loud. And like I said, it's a division game. We're at home, so it's a must win for us.
Going up against Lamar Jackson's offense is always a battle, but last game the defense had 4 takeaways. What does the defense need to do this weekend to play like that again?
I just think we got to trust in the game plan, trust one another. Everyone has to do their job and try not to try to stay disciplined in doing each individual task, and everybody got to run to the ball. That was a big emphasis for us last year. 11 guys need to be in the frame on every single play. He's an electric guy with the ball in his hand, so if all 11 guys are running to the ball as fast as they can, I think we'll be just fine.
The AFC North is still up for grabs with 5 games left in the season. What do the Browns need to do to make the playoffs?
I think we just have to focus on each individual week. This week is Baltimore, and that's all we got to be concerned about, winning this week, going 1-0 this week, not looking forward, not dwelling on the past, and really just locking in on each day. Today's our first day of work. We got to put some good work in today and keep preparing all the way up until Sunday.
All right, well, thanks so much, Sean. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you so much.
When we come back on Browns Live, we're going in the film room. We're going to break down John Johnson III's big interception and look at a classic cover 3 beater that led to a chunk play for the Browns.
Let's take a quiz. What should you look for when choosing a lawyer? Competent counsel, fair compensation, personal attention, experience? Yeah, it's a pretty long list. The fact is, choosing a lawyer is a critically important decision and well worth researching. That's why Elk & Elk is the right choice. Our team has recovered over $1 billion for our clients and has experience trying cases just like yours. Elk & Elk. Every client, every day.
As a family-owned and operated business now in its 3rd generation, we believe in the handshake. We believe in having a relationship with our customers that gives them the peace of mind that they can call us at any hour and we can help them with any problem that they have or any special circumstance. As I've grown in this industry, I've tried to instill the different things that my grandparents did, the different things that my dad has done to make people feel that they truly are at the best place in private EMS.
The thing about 7-Up is, it always looks good, sounds good, and tastes good. There's nothing like the crisp, clean, refreshing taste of 7-Up.
You look bored as heck. I think it's time for a little vibe check, please. Here, have a Snapple. Let's have some fun.
Who, me?
Sure, everyone. Do yourself a flavor with Snapple. Now this new bottle's a vibe.
Welcome back into Browns Live. Nathan Zegura and the Hoff, Joe Thomas with you here, and it's time now to go in the film room for this week's play breakdown presented by Microsoft. And we're going to start with the defense, a defense that had 4 interceptions in the Browns game against the Ravens last time. Unfortunately, not enough. Hopefully this time, though, those turnovers will lead to points and a big Browns win. John Johnson playing incredibly well of late. He got an interception in this one. And Hoff, here he is, able to kind of read the field, read the quarterback, and sees a free runner. And Mark Andrews says, I better run with that guy. Does, and then makes an incredible play on the ball.
That's exactly what you want out of your free safety, the guy that's in that robber position, that hole position. He's the free player that can make people on the defense in the back end, right? And you want a guy in that position with great instincts. That's exactly what John Johnson III showed here. As he sees there's a free runner kind of running down the middle of your defense, he does a great job of latching on and then running the route for the receiver. He gets himself in phase so that when Lamar Jackson lets go of this football, there's almost nowhere that Lamar can lay this football that can give the receiver a chance and not Johnson. So that's exactly what you want to do when you're in phase on coverage on a tight end in this situation. You want to put yourself in that hip pocket and force only a perfect throw to be able to make it in that situation. Lamar Jackson unable to throw it far enough to be able to put it past John Johnson. And then how about the job that John Johnson III does tracking this football when the ball's in the air, getting his head around, sensing that your receiver is slowing down. He's getting ready to go up and try to make a catch. That's exactly the trigger for Johnson to be able to realize, hey, got to get my head around so it's not pass interference, got to slow down. And now it's all about finding the football.
You love to see that, the ability to flip his hips. And earlier in the game, the Ravens had gotten a big play to Mark Andrews on kind of a busted play similar to that in the sense that Ronnie Harrison got caught, couldn't see the football, and Andrews made a big play. John Johnson said after that one, look, I knew I couldn't panic. I had to just stay in phase, turn my head. When he did find the football, he did that, made a great play for the Browns. Let's go over to the offensive side of the ball now. And when you play a team like the Ravens, Joe, a team that's going to give you a lot of man one and a lot of cover three, that's kind of the predominant defense they've played this year. You got to have some cover three beaters in the staple. And this is what Kevin Stefanski dialed up on the opening drive. And you got a huge play out of it. The Browns would have another similar play later to Jarvis, who ended up going over 100 yards in this game. So cover three here. Marlon Humphrey at the top, he's got that third. Deep third in the middle. The middle of the field's closed, and a deep third here. So if you're able to run DPJ out and clear this corner, all you have are dropping linebackers trying to get there or dropping safeties, and Jarvis is going to fake coming across and fill that void right out here for a big catch. We'll take a look as it unfolds. Hoff, take it away.
Yeah, beating a zone coverage, it's all about finding the voids. And cover three, you've got a safety in the middle of the field that's playing the post. So you want to get as many receivers down the field as you possibly can to try to occupy those guys, to make some space in the middle of the field. That's exactly what the Browns are able to do in this play.
And so as you see, you take a look at it right here. What the Browns have done is that they have occupied the deep safety on the right side of the field. They've occupied the other safety, the strong safety who had come up with this flat route. So that creates this huge void of grass right here where Jarvis Landry is going, and Baker Mayfield, the ball's already out, is able to hit it right in there. So what you're trying to do is use their zone principles against them. So he's in kind of like a cloud flat. He's going on the vertical, and that's going to clear out all the space over here for Jarvis Landry as the play unfolds, and you can see it. He's running right here, back to the ball, back to the ball, back to it. There's no defender who can get over there, and Baker already with a good anticipation, he throws the ball, and you see right here, this is when he's making the throw. Gone, void, big play for the Cleveland Browns.
You always want to put zone defenders in conflict and make them decide, who do I want to cover? And then you always want to make them wrong. Whoever they decide to cover, you throw it to the other guy. That's exactly what Baker does in this play, and that's why it's a huge play for the Cleveland Browns.
All right, Hoff, let's get just real technical for a second, because I want to see if I see something here Zabruder film style. Queen's coming. Look at this last second. JC sees it. I think he turns his head and says something. Do you see that right there? Turns his head to say to Joel, I'm picking up the blitzer. You need to come this way. Right? Because Look at how quickly he's over there, and they pick it up. Without that communication, there would have been a gap there.
Yeah, so what they're doing is they're communicating to each other, and JC is letting Joel know that I'm leaving right now. Because this is a protection. If you look, David Njoku on the left side, he's actually in blocking. If number 54 Tyus Bowser comes, he's going to block him. Then you got Hooper in the backfield. He's checking the safety on the left side and coming all the way across if he's needed. Otherwise, he can get out in the flat and be an emergency valve for Baker Mayfield to dump it off to. But what JC needs to tell Joel is that I'm not helping you to start. I'm leaving right away, because that defender that we're responsible for, it's a 2-for-2 in this situation. He's coming right now. So don't expect any help. That means Joel needs to change his technique. Instead of thinking, hey, JC's helping me and then he might leave, he's thinking now he's leaving right now. I got to take this over by myself immediately. He's going to take a little bit of a deeper drop, slide over a little bit further to start with. And it's those little details in pass protection that are often overlooked, but they're the difference between a great protection up front and Baker Mayfield delivering a great 20-yard pass down the field, or all of a sudden there's some leakage inside and now Baker has to slide and he doesn't have a good platform to be able to throw the football to the wide open receiver down the field. It's those things, those little details in your pass protection are the difference in this situation for 3rd and 4 and converting a first down, or having to get off the field and going, putting your punt team out there. In that situation for Joel and JC, those guys have played together long enough where all JC needs to do is look at Joel and they're on the same page, because he knows what he's talking about, because there's only one thing he's going to say. So when you're in these loud environments, you might not be able to hear each other, but it's that nonverbal communication that veterans are able to solicit between the two of them that makes the difference and allows them to play at an elite level.
They don't call him the Hop for nothing, folks. Listen to that analysis breaking down the O-line play that made it possible. That's right, the ball's not going to spike itself. You celebrate. We're going to be celebrating a victory, hopefully, this Sunday. And when we come back, the head coach of your Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski, joins us on Browns Live to preview the Browns and the Ravens, Chapter 2. Browns fans, you can now train like the pros at Browns Fit. Our 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art fitness facility is open. Browns Fit creates a safe and healthy environment for members and guests and showcases the latest in innovative fitness technology with personal training and much more. Located in the flats of downtown Cleveland on the 2nd floor of the Aloft Hotel. Specials for Browns Fits are available for a limited time, so act now. Visit us at brownsfit.com today to become a member and train like the pros.
I'm Graham.
And I'm Fisk.
And we're the founders of
Graham and Fisk Wine in a Can.
100% California award-winning wine in a proven package. And announcing our Rookie of the Year, 8.4 ounces of award-winning California wine.
We've got red, we've got white, we've got rosé with bubbles, and we've got white with bubbles.
All with Wine Enthusiast Magazine Best Buy Awards. You can buy and get delivered right to your door by visiting grahamandfisk.com or from participating local retailers.
Cleveland Browns fans, joining our season ticket member waitlist has its benefits. From exclusive team content to first access to single game tickets, membership starts at just $100 per seat. Joining the waitlist is the first step to becoming a season ticket member and getting these special benefits.
The Browns are winners again!
Visit clevelandbrowns.com/tickets for more information about the waitlist and your chance to be a part of the Browns' future.
A parent or spouse, a neighbor or friend, we care for the lives entrusted to us with technology, medicine, expertise, and passion, delivered with understanding and support. Not just addressing heart and vascular problems, truly caring for you as a person. We are University Hospital's Harrington Heart and Vascular Institute, and we are here for you.
Welcome back into Browns Live. Nathan Zegura, the head coach of your Cleveland Browns. Kevin Stefanski for this week's game preview presented by Ticketmaster. And Coach, it's the same team again. Has that ever happened in your career at any point?
Last year, Pittsburgh. Last
sure.
game of the regular
You're
season,
right.
First game of the playoffs. So it's unique. We made a big point to the players that we have our tape to watch and we have the Pittsburgh tape to watch. So we really have two games to work with. And it's similar to when you get to week 3 of your season, you have 2 regular season games to work with. So it's unique to have the same opponent back-to-back, but you have been in situations like this with 2 games worth of tape.
Joel mentioned in his presser earlier today that they played a lot of their base against our 3 receiver looks, which is something they had not done before. So those kind of wrinkles, now you know that. You can't bring that out again. So how do you kind of prepare for that and then know, look, with the loss of Marlon Humphrey, that could change what they're doing on the back end as well?
Yeah, I think in any game there's punch, counter punch, and
sure.
And we try to show things and see what they'll do to that. They did the same. So we'll see. Like Joel mentioned, that wasn't something that they had done before. But teams have done that to us in the past, certainly, and we will, we have options that we can get to hopefully take advantage of that.
And I mentioned, Humphrey's out, Peters is out, Sean Elliott, their free safety's been out for a long time. So their top guys on the back end are out. If they want to match up with 11 personnel with base, we've got to win throwing the football, right?
In a lot of ways, I mean, that's naturally what you would think, and getting your guys in space versus some of their players. So that's certainly something that we'll explore.
Coming into this one off of the bye, knowing what is at stake, knowing that who cares, 6 and 6, it doesn't matter. Throw that all out. We have 5 games. It starts this Sunday. What's kind of the mindset of the team that you've tried to impart, and what have you felt them give you back?
Yeah, I think the guys are recharged. I think the bye week was useful for them to get right mentally, get right physically. And I think the guys understand that whatever happened previously, or whatever is in front of us really doesn't matter. What matters is this game and really this week of preparation going into this game. I think the guys have done a nice job of understanding that and really taking that to heart.
In the linebacker room, Anthony Walker Jr. is in many ways the leader of the defense. He's been your leading tackler certainly of late. How do you kind of make up for that loss, and how does that change the operation on that side of the ball?
Yeah, Anthony's a valuable player to us, just like you mentioned, from a communication standpoint. That Mike linebacker is making a ton of calls. So it's going to fall upon Malcolm Smith, among others, to make up for that. But that's something that our linebacker crew has done a nice job of. A lot of those guys have played. They're on a rotation, so we're not playing with 1, 2, or 3 guys throughout the entire game. We're playing multiple guys. So I think that's helpful in a situation like this.
How about JOK in that game? I mean, I know that I think he's been impressive all year long, but that to me was kind of his piece de resistance, if you will. Going out there, flying around the field, 12 tackles, a tackle for loss, half a sack. And I thought his ability to go sideline to sideline, but stop, break down and make the tackles is kind of elite.
I mean, that's what we're excited about with him when we drafted him, to be able to play sideline to sideline, to be able to hit, to be able to cover, and he's ball aware. He's always trying to get the ball out. So he's definitely, his skill set shows up in a game like that when the team is using those gun runs, using those bubbles, getting the ball spread out horizontally. I think you see JOK's speed show up.
All right, offensively, we've had this bye week, we've had the self-scout. How's this week of practice been? Because I know you often say how you practice is how you're going to play, because we're going to need this offense to get going here this Sunday.
Yeah, that's right. I think the guys have had a good week of practice. We're certainly attempting to, adjust things that we're doing. You mentioned, with 13 personnel, with having 2 guys injured, you have to pivot to different personnels. You have to pivot to different play types. So I think the guys are doing a nice job understanding some of the different things we're trying to do.
Coach, anything you want to say to the fans? Because I know we need them on Sunday.
I'm excited to see it. I've seen it all season long. They've showed up every single game and have been loud and been into it from the jump. And we're excited to get in front of them again.
Very exciting, Coach. Thanks so much for the time. Best of luck on Sunday. And don't forget, Browns fans, when you come to the game, it is our holiday toy drive. Donate your new unwrapped toys to the First and 10 Toy Drive, presented by EMS and in collaboration with the Marine Corps' Toys for Tots program, to the Ravens game at First Energy Stadium this Sunday. Toys and monetary donations will be accepted once gates open at 11, and all fans that donate will receive a Give 10 wristband. So that'll do it for us here tonight on Browns Live. Can't wait to be back with you next week, hopefully celebrating